building, sir, are you seeing this egregious atrocity on your screen?
That looks like the CBC Black Reparations mac and cheese.
Oh, hey, hold on. Why is it gotta be the reparations mac and cheese, brother?
That just about looks like what black leadership gives us. Shit,
Speak on it.
shit
Speak on
that's
it.
less than shit. Uh, I have never. I mean, I'm trying to think of a child with autism would have more creativity and a greater sense of completing the job. They didn't even cover the whole thing, and this is my whole thing about black folks going backwards. All right, and we can talk about this now, and I'm gonna just be real with you.
Keep it 100.
Okay, can I be real with you? Well, I'm gonna be real with you.
Go ahead, brother.
Even Ronald Reagan gave out more cheese than that.
Oh, come on.
And okay, I'm gonna say that. I don't care. Ronald Reagan gave out more cheese than this.
Is it because he had excess amount of it, or he just was that kind of giving person?
I the thing is it was surplus cheese. Ronald Reagan was giving cheese out of his ass better than what those people gave for cheese. Was that for a family? Was that for the homeless people? They put more cheese on the illegal mac and cheese that don't even belong in the country than the shit you got up here.
Hey, yo, come on.
That's not even south of the border mac and cheese for people that don't even make it in their culture. Let me just say that, what do they say in Spanish? Con queso? That's not even con queso, all right? That's not con queso. That's sin queso or queso falsado, but it's not con queso. They like their cheese. You go in the Mexican store, they have all the little nasty big blocks, and the cheese has to be white like their conscience, right? They have lots of this white cheese. This what it's called, uh, queso fresco or some shit, but it's
Right.
white like their consciousness, which is why there's no black brown coalition. Uh, by the way, they serve that shit up like that nasty mac and cheese in there. And I'm even looking. Did they boil that shit, then try to bake it, or did they bake it and throw the cheese on like a person that puts in a piece of toast and then decides they want cheese toast?
And
Because the
and and,
cheese
and
should have like melted down into the macaroni, which means that they threw that shit on the last minute. That's some deceptive deep state or deep welfare state mac and cheese.
listen, I would take the government cheese over this fuckery anytime, brother Doctor Short. When this came across my timeline, okay, I had to say to myself, if this was a woman cooking this, you
Who
need to.
said it was a woman?
I said, if it was a woman, you got to divorce her right now.
Who said it
Walk
was a
out.
woman? I
Don't
mean,
leave her anything.
that could have been a trans that made that. And I guess their mac and cheese reflects the stage in which they've made their pseudo transformation. And they never really finished it up. So maybe they symbolically to show that, you had your dick, I should have said you had your tackle and bait cut off, and you're still not happy with, the fake coochie that you have. So you kind of like short out there. That's someone that just wanted to do something. Or maybe a culinary bowel movement.
Holt Holt cuisine is what they call it. The Holt cuisine, more
No,
like
that's whole
claw.
cuisine. Whole.
This looks like a Sheila Jackson Lee mac and cheese.
Well, no,
If
that
you
looks
ask
like the mac and cheese that she gave to her black constituents. That's why that bitch lost.
And with that being said, brother Dr. Short, let's get in to our girl. Oh,
You mean Sheila?
oh, Sheila, man, she caught a L. She caught the mega L.
What does the L stand for? Because she may have caught another L a long time ago, as masculine as she looks.
Low life,
Okay.
low down,
Okay.
low level.
But you don't mean lesbian.
But I don't mean that now.
But I know the L that she really is, and that's for loudmouth. That is a loud, out of control. She's one of those. Her foreparents were the bitches that were like what are those things called? Carnival barkers at Junkanoo. Yeah, bitch, I'm talking about you. You know, the people are selling shit in the third world. You know, Sheila came from that. And she's so cheap, that's why she keeps using that same hairpiece. Let me tell you something. If I had kept drawers as long as she had kept her hairpiece, those things would have holes the size of Idaho potatoes. That is the oldest hairpiece. That shit belongs in the woman's museum. In fact, that thing has been in business longer than Tom Brokaw. And it's like, bitch, you need to take that off and get your teeth fixed. Look at that, man. Can you imagine if she went down on you? See, that shit will make you want to be an incel and shit with the snaggle teeth she's got. I mean, and then, you know, because she's kind of like chunky, she's built like one of those one of those 7-Eleven Snickers bars, you know, the real expensive one, about $5 that will cause you diabetic shock if you eat it. She's built, you know, she's not shapely at all. Or actually, that's probably why she has a lot of Latino support. She's built like them. She's built like a dormitory refrigerator, the big kind, not the short cubicle ones, but like the longer rectangular ones.
Built like an arepa.
Yes, no, she's built like, and if you put her head, she'd be like the old refrigerators. Remember the things that had the little thing that made certain that there was ice that would come in it? And you know, are you gonna play her theme song? Because you know, my theme song for Sheila Jackson Lee is from none other. Let me put my glasses on so I can just enjoy Sheila or Sheila Jackass
but
B.
You know what, brother Dr. Short? I think it is necessary, right?
Well, you know,
hold on.
Isn't she ugly? Isn't she horrible? Her wig is so nappy. Bitch, why don't you go natural? I can't believe what this hoe has done. Thank God this cracker won. And isn't she ugly? Full of dung. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Now, you can play your music. Isn't she?
I wanted to put some visual context to that rhyme you was spitting.
She looks like Rasputia right there. Damn. That's what Eddie Murphy based that shit on. Look at her. You remember she says, oh, whew. Remember when Rasputia confronts Norbit? Raging waters. Why are you going to rage water?
But hold on, brother.
And remember you said, remember that. Remember Eddie Murphy was playing Rasputia. He had his finger out just like that. Raging water. Is Miss Little Skinny Bitch gonna be there? Miss Skinny Little Bitch.
Let's give him an introduction first and foremost.
Kate, bitch.
Knows where to contribute and how to contribute. Definitely, we want to thank brother Dr. Randy Short for joining us here in the community kitchen, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. If you would like to contribute to my brother Dr. Short, definitely don't hesitate. $Dr. Randy Short on his Patreon. He's got the Patreon account. We've also have done some pretty dope stuff with the Pat Talk on
Pat
Angry
Talk.
Man.
Angry Black Man's Book Club. Yes, right? Lord.
Definitely tap into that, y'all. You know, we got some good stuff going there. That's definitely don't hesitate to check us out when we do that, because that's a great opportunity for men to lay back a little bit and really talk your shit
Yes.
Also definitely don't hesitate to slide over to me. Hit that Cash App
Hmm.
$FTS.
Treat him like
Uh,
he's a white chef. And you don't wear that white hat. I notice, is that like being militant and
sir,
shit? I
I
thought,
don't do
like, you know how they make black women get their hair permed and shit to work in white corporate America?
right.
Don't they make you guys wear a white chef hat and you don't wear that shit to like try to be militant and shit? So you have like
Nah, fuck
national.
that.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
don't
fuck
wear the
all that.
white hat.
Yeah, I used to back in the day, and I said, man, that's some stupid shit. I'm not gonna. I can't even really work with this shit. I'll be hitting my head on the damn exhaust. I'm not doing it. Get that shit
And
out
I
of
always thought Chef Boyardee was gay anyway because his hands always bent stirring. So,
here.
please don't wear the white hat.
Yeah, definitely nobody wear that
Mm-mm.
white hat. It was fly back in the day,
No, it
but
wasn't fly. We never trusted Chef Boyardee. And you know what? The thing about him is he's a lot like Obama. There was never enough meat in the can. That's probably why Michelle's so macho.
hey, that's probably why their chef went swimming with the fishes. But I ain't the one to gossip, and you ain't hear that from me. R.I.P. to that young man.
Well, I don't know.
Uh,
Was he paddleboarding nudes? Like, you know,
it, Listen, it was a
and can
lot
you
of
imagine Obama
alleged
singing
going
"Who's
on.
That Lady" with the dude paddleboard with no clothes on, with the chef head on? Who's
That's a
that
fact.
lady? Who's
That's a
that
fact.
lady? Cooking
But we,
lady.
but again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure really quickly before you do anything that you know the platforms that we have. There's several platforms available to you, brother. Dr. Randy Short is in the building. He's on the Screw Tube. All right, you can definitely catch him there. Angry Black Man's Book Club. All right, definitely don't hesitate to go ahead and check our brother out on there. You can catch me on YouTube as well on their next podcast, ladies and
Yeah, I'm
gentlemen.
creating a banner for those of you on. I want to say hi to all of you in the Randyverse, the Angry Black Men's Book Club universe. I want to apologize to you guys who are looking, Carly and Susan Butler and others. You that are on Instagram, you may want to come over to the Angry Black Men's Book Club on YouTube, or check me out on one of the Facebook pages because they're messing with this particular line over here. I'm so sorry. And they keep shutting it off, saying that there's poor connection. The only poor connection we have is with our motherfucking money that we haven't been connected to for
Talk
at
that.
least 400 years. And we're discounting from 1526 when we kicked their asses down in South Carolina. I thank you, Jesus, for all your wonderful works. For all of you on the Angry Black Men's Book Club stream, Chef C's channel, which I posted, which is on their next, is his channel. And he has too few people following him. He keeps doing stuff. People need to. I just put it up there on their next Chef C's channel. Y'all need to check this out. Uh, and I see out in the audience all the wonderful brothers and sisters at the Greater Church of Black Common Sense, giving honor to our Lord and Savior. And in addition to, we have this incredible, remember the Jim Brown movie, 100 Rifles? Well, I know a nigga with more than 100 of them. His name is Reverend Juan Johnson. I mean, you talking about bucking the preacher. Remember he had the gun in the Bible? I think he has a Uzi in his. But he doesn't talk about it. And I'm not going to talk about it either. But yeah, please don't do a home invasion. I'm telling you, it'll be a roach motel if you roll up on his house. You will get in and you will not get out. Okay. And in fact, he can do you in one shot, or he can do you a shot at a time.
That's
And
correct.
he'll pepper ball your ass before he gets you into real shit. Once you come in, he'll be able to buy the book because he's all in the book. You can't have a loaded gun, but he can hit you with the pepper ball thing and then load up the Glock he has and turn your head into marinara sauce and shit. You know, that's a nasty cleanup, but it'll work, right? So, brother Juan Johnson, and he has the Lone Wolf, part of the United New Black Media. we're not afraid to tell other people about other people's platform and work. It's not going to reduce my sperm count. If the shit's low, I need to stop eating so much red meat to boost that shit up, right? And
Peace to Brother Juan Johnson.
so Juan Johnson, you're out there. Sister Devon, the influencers. I see Mr. McClendon out there. I just found out I have McClendon relatives in North Carolina. If we're related, I'm not responsible for any of the dudes that had multiple families and shit. So we can keep talking. Brother Claude Nobles, who always follows me from all the way from Los Angeles with my punk ass distant white cousin Newsom. I hope he's straight. I have my doubts because his clothes are always tight. Um, well, at least that's the white side of the family. I have nothing to do with that. I want to say hello to all of you. There are a total of 16 of y'all.
Shout out to everybody.
Please like this. Chef C, again, it's on their necks. It won't kill you to subscribe. And of course, there's Let's Talk 2, where I have like a whole bunch of videos with Brother Dome. That's the new brother with the anti-aircraft gun shell. His head is shaped like an anti-aircraft gun ordnance. He's got the Let's Talk 2 channel. And thanks to you, he's had 115,000 views in the last few months. And we want everybody to get hundreds of thousands of views. It's very, very, very important. I want to say hi to everybody, and I want to encourage you guys to stay with us. We're not going to be that long. What's that song? Come on, Holy Spirit. And we can say, come on, losing Sheila. Don't stay long. Don't stay long. And she didn't stay long. That bitch didn't get a day in office. I want to just thank all you Black folks in Texas, all of you that didn't vote blue, or as I say, vote screw. You stayed your one vote or one party, your one party voting asses at home if you couldn't vote for a white dude who's probably, got more crackers than Nabisco. But I'm telling you, she's like, queen size coon. Sheila Jackson Lee is a tether. She's a liar. She's a grifter. She's done nothing for Black people. And like I said, she hasn't even changed her damn hairpiece. In the 30 years I've known her, I'm trying to say, I've been seeing this bitch since 1994. And you got the same damn hairpiece. I mean, can you imagine how often she changes her tampons? She probably left that shit in there, try to probably save the boxes to prove she bought it.
Don't give the visual, Brother Short. Don't give the egregious visual.
It's just outrageous. We're tired and big ass, loudmouth, fast talking feminists that don't respect men. I live in DC, and back in 2017, I denounced Sheila Jackson Lee and said the bitch is going to come down. Within weeks, she was stripped of her position in the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation for covering up for sexual violence and shit. I mean, so she doesn't even look out for the ladies. So for all you sisters with your mouths poked out, if you got raped or dogged by somebody, Sheila, if she found a way to benefit, would be on the rapist side. So don't even try. Don't try. The Black girl tragic shit doesn't move me. Remember, we're patriarchs now, thanks to, in fact, let's give a moment of silence to our king. And I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Kevin Samuels. Can't nobody do hoes like Kevin. Can't nobody turn hoes around. Can't nobody.
You said a moment of silence, Brother Short.
Well, I gotta do a song. We gotta, I can't pour libations and all, we've got like a ceramic floor. He shut them holes up. Told me to get a passport. Holes shut.
Hey, check this out, Brother Dr. Short. 1 second. KR in the chat says, one positive of Sheila Jackson Lee is we know she is not spending campaign funds on her hair or stylish outfits.
Or going to the gym. She didn't even get a Brazilian butt lift. Being in Texas, that would have been a day trip for her ass. So, really, and see, Oprah's a billionaire. You waited that long to get your ass done? I mean, should have done her face too. But we would have known she did as ugly she is. Oh, the plastic. I mean, she had more plastic than Hong Kong. I mean, she probably need all the plastic recycled out of the ocean and shit. Wouldn't make Oprah beautiful. Her evil ass. Long live the people of Maui. Wait a minute. We were supposed to give a second of silence
There you go.
to
Let's
our
do that.
king, Kevin Samuels. Okay, let me
Let's
do
do that.
this. Pork chops down. I'm done. Oh,
Check it
all
out. Hey, check it out,
praises.
brother Short. Now let's bring some real programming to tonight's broadcast. I got an article here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get all the way into that, you know I got to get my music hot. All right. There we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have an article here. And that's going to be from the National Review, talking about your great Sheila Jackson.
And they're white. We know they hate her. Sometimes racists are our best friends with our brain dead, fake ass black media, like that Jack. What's his name? That Sleepy Hollow Negro, Rollover Martin. Damn.
It's the ascot, is what it is. Hold
It's
on,
the
brother.
ass. And what does ass have to do with Scott? Even the shit he wears sounds nasty. See, no, let's change subject. We should have even brought up his ass. Let's focus. Let's do white people's news shit.
Sheila Jackson Lee loses the Houston mayor race to tough on crime state senator. All right, let's read this thing now. And again, fair use by the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances are made for fair use for learning purposes and educational purposes. Fair to the user.
Well, anything you do to her is fair.
Democratic State Senator John Whitmire defeated Democratic Representative Sheila Jackson Lee in the Houston mayoral race in Saturday's runoff election after a campaign heavy focus on voter concern over safety on the streets. Whitmire, a Paranero tough on crime voice who for decades heralded Texas regulations over public safety, was declared the winner by the Associated Press with 57% reporting.
57%.
At the point, Whitmire was leading by almost 2-1 margin. Let's talk about it, brother Short.
Well, people stayed home. There are enough black folks, they could have won. Folks don't vote for these elections in Houston. The voter turnout is very low. It's only been high for that little degenerate pedophile in the White House. Got a big vote in Houston, and that shit was mailed in, probably off from his campaign headquarters. Look, people stayed home. Sheila Jackson Lee, let's just do it D.C. style. As I said, there was a D.C. resident, or at least they lived in the DMV, that was a sister that worked for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, who got raped by someone either in the Congressional Black Caucus staffer or the CBC Foundation. One or the other, or both and when Sheila Jackson Lee got her to confide in her to show you what a low down, ugly tether she is, when this woman said, Sheila, this man raped me, and I guess the guy was still harassing her, and I don't know if people were sending her Bloody Mary drinks and shit when they went to the club. I busted your pussy. Right. She got mad. She got mad. Or maybe a Shirley Temple. I got your young cherry. And so she went and told Sheila, this dude. I mean, not only did he rape me, they're clowning me after I've been raped. And I have to see him every day, and he sprays his cologne on himself, or he puts Banac in his mouth every time he walks by me, like he's going to get another slice. You know what? I should file rape charges against him. I'm tired of this. And Sheila Jackson Lee with her deep voice, he's kind of cute. Plus, because she's so macho, he's kind of cute. You probably liked it. Now, don't you do that if you ever want a job here in D.C. You can't say it. Don't you say that. Don't you tear down a no good black man. If he were a good black man, I'd tell you tear him down. But since he's a bad black man, I say leave him alone. You know how all we black feminists, We like bad black men because they hurt black women and they become the excuse for us to be switch hitting, backstabbing traitors to our own people. So since he's a bad black man, leave him alone. If you're a good, honorable man that had called you a bitch but didn't touch you, I'd be down for destroying his career because I don't like being called a bitch because I think fire hydrants are an outdoor porta john. So don't you tell anybody that he did it. You hear me? Or I'll blackball you and you won't be able to get a job as a stripper in DC because I got it like that. You
Right. Hey,
understand? So let me tell you what she did.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, basically, she had a conversation with her clitoris, through her Bluetooth. Her clitoris called her. Did I hear Sheila say that I didn't get bitch as hard as I've worked for you? If you don't file a criminal complaint, I swear I'll never have another climax again for you. And so they said, oh shit, I'm caught between Sheila Jackson Lee and my clitoris and my conscience. So she files. And Sheila Jackson Lee says, you've not been nice, and I'm not Santa Claus. I told you not to do anything about that busted vagina that happened, but you didn't listen. So now I've got to punish you. You're going to be fired. Not only will you have a busted pussy, you're going to have a busted checking account, a busted IRA, a busted, what's that thing, Roth account. You're going to have a busted eviction note because I told you, see, you do what I tell you to do. Plus, you're supposed to be a Delta Sigma Theta, and I don't think you are. And since you're not a divine swine boule bitch, I don't have to look out for you because you didn't let us go down on you when you were in college. You didn't cross over. You weren't online, so I have no allegiance to your black womanhood. You're not my sister, so you are cast out of the kingdom of boule, bushy fakeness in the Beltway, Washington, D.C. bullshit forever. And the bitch got fired.
So that's what happened.
And no. But it's interesting. That woman did what most ignorant black lying women won't do: is hold a goddamn woman accountable the way that you deal with the man if he hurts you. Women get fucked over by women all the time. The rates of stud on stud violence, pork chop on non-pork chop violence is at an all-time high. I've heard of women that don't say anything when something happens to them at the hands of a woman, but they'll complain when it's a man. You should complain if a man puts his hands on you, but what about when a woman kicks your ass? All of a sudden, this solidarity and shit. We don't even have fucking unity as a people. You mean you get unity when a woman beats your ass? But you don't have unity with the father of your children? I mean, you're quick to break some shit up, bust some shit up when it's a man. But when it's a woman, you're not even sleeping with her. She can mess over you and you won't do anything because of white feminism? Are y'all fucking kidding us? So this woman did what other women didn't do. She went and complained against Sheila Jackson Lee. And Sheila Jackson Lee's position at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, she got a major demotion. In fact, I didn't think her fat ass was big enough to be shredded, but I guess in this instance, there's a time for everything in history. The phenomenology of what's that shit called karma busted that ass, and Sheila Jackson Lee was stripped of her high rank within the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation because one woman decided to stop being a pork chop and become a Wasi. A Wasi is a warrior sister that believes in truth and justice for herself, for her sex, for the youth, and for her people. That includes black men. That's a true black woman. A pork chop is a destructive, suicidal, degenerate black woman that hates everybody, but every now and then has this bond of sisterhood when a woman's in on for some bullshit. If I'm talking about you, go to hell.
Now I gotta give you the layup, brother Short. Now I got to play the track because you done set that shit up. And then we'll get back to that article. I was gonna wait.
Well, don't wait.
You done set it up.
You know that song, Sink the Bismarck? We're going to be singing Sink the Pork Chop.
Yeah, we gotta get
The Bismuth
because it's important that we bring some context to what Brother Dr. Short is alluding to. You gotta understand the level of disdain that this congresswoman has for people and how she looks down on them. And so I want to make it make sense for the family right now. Let me share the screen. Let me make it make sense for the family today. And this is a clip of her,
Well,
y'all.
can I do something before you do that?
Go ahead.
There was a woman who had I heard, a dying family member, and she couldn't get permission from Sheila Jackson Lee to visit allegedly a dying family member. I'm trying to think. It's like there was situations where people would have family visit her office and they couldn't speak to their own family that would this is the congressperson's office because they work for her. Can you imagine your mother speaking to you and you have to ignore your mother at your job because your boss says, "Don't you speak to that bitch? You work for me. Who told your mother to come here? Did you think because your mother's here, I was going to treat you with respect?" And so she's done stuff like disrespected people at the workers in front of friends and family. Oh, yes, she has.
In front of folks.
In front of, because they're there. Would you take a picture with my mother and father? Why I want to take a picture with them? Are they important? No.
Wow.
I mean, just stuff like that, people. And people, and by the way, when you're a good person, because black people are immoral, we will look at the good person because we don't want to deal with an evil, bad person, especially if it's a woman or a very violent man. We all of a sudden will say, why did they do that? You ask the person that didn't do it why the evil person did it, right? That's like asking me why the Green River Killer was out there raping and killing women. I don't know. I don't rape and kill women.
Right.
I mean, but you're afraid. The Green River asked his ass, you may be in a trash bag when they did somewhere, or if he was smart and enterprising, you'd probably be in some organ harvesting operation run by Israelis.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brother Short, let's hold that right there. I don't want people to miss this point. And you know what? Again, that conduct, it had to, I could see a situation where even her very own employees were then telling family members, relatives, etc., not to vote in favor of this tyrant of a woman. So I'm going to play the track for the family right now. And y'all get a sense of who the true Sheila Jackson Lee is. And shout out to the family in the chat.
The screw, Sheila Jackass B.
Shout out to the family in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you're hitting the like, hitting the subscribe, hitting the bell. Let's play that track right here. Here
You're
we
gonna have a good time.
Hold on, Brother Short.
Turn it up. Crank it up.
Something that was where is it? What date was it? Oh, from Jerome took it upstairs. I have to call him. Pick it up when I switched up. I'll call him. I don't want you to do a goddamn thing. I want you to have a fucking brain. I want you to get read it. I want you to say, Congresswoman, it was such and such date. That's what I want. That's the kind of staff that I want to have. So some stupid other motherfucker did it, and I don't have the information. Nobody sent me the information. I need to ensure my schedule. And if Boo Boo did it, shit ass did it, fuckface did it, and nobody knows a goddamn thing in my office. Okay, nothing. I gave it to you. Your job was to get it on the calendar, imprint it in your brain, or send me the information back saying, Congresswoman, I made sure that the Ovi Duncan Tell event that you gave me for so-and-so date at 7 is on the fucking calendar, not to, Jerome has it. Okay? So when I called Jerome, he don't be sitting up there like a fat ass, just an idiot, talking about what the fuck he doesn't know. Okay? Both of y'all are fuck up a fucking F. It's the worst shit that I could have ever had put together. Two goddamn big ass children. Fucking idiots. Serve no goddamn purpose. Ain't managing nobody. Nobody's respecting them. Nobody gives a shit about what you're doing. And you ain't doing shit. And this is an example of it. I gave it to Jerome. This is not child work. Okay?
Can you play that again? What a strong black woman.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
A strong black woman.
Oh,
That's a
she
strong,
is
that's a strong,
evil,
that's a
bro.
strong black woman. Yes, she's so strong. Don't you guys support that?
She was like, yeah, fuck. This is your representation over there, ladies and gentlemen. She's not a black American, to be clear. Right? Well, some are gonna say, "Oh, shit, what the fuck does that matter?" It actually does matter, ladies and gentlemen. It does matter. Because you think this kind of lady with that vigor and that fucking angst will look out and do anything on the behalf of black Americans? She has a superiority complex, y'all. This is, and you know what? That's why it was a landslide. They say, shit, I'm going to go ahead and vote for the white boy and not even have to deal with this lady running me down like this. We going to spin the block one more time. I'm going to rewind it, Brother Short. If you
Play
got
it
something to
one
say
more
before then,
time. And the thing I want you to understand is that she should have a superiority complex when it comes to her caloric intake. And I would give that. She is superior in terms of being an asshole. She's the best. I mean, she's the best. I mean, just she's got the asshole of the year award. We're gonna put it in the mail. We're gonna send it FedEx or DHL. Make certain that nobody, no stupid ass uh, tether post person steals her award in the mail.
let's go ahead and spin the block, ladies
Hmm.
and gentlemen.
Send it charge on delivery.
This is I try to get it as loud as I could. This is the only copy. There's no other one that's louder. But again, thank everybody for tapping in with us. Definitely like, share, subscribe to both of our channels, Angry Man Angry Man's Book Club.
Angry black man. Why you keep taking the cover out? You're not even that light skinned. You better keep it black.
See, I ain't even a light skin. See, I'm prejudiced. See, goddamn it, I'm racist. I must be something racist about me. Angry Black Man's Book Club, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Subscribe to that. And definitely hit on their next podcast and From the Soil TV. They're both on YouTube. Don't hesitate to subscribe, like, and share.
Should we
And
do a mini film fest? I would do that. We could do that, chef, and we could
we'll
put
set that up next week, Brother Short.
Okay, yes, yes, we're gonna do like white men, just sit down and agree to just and do it. Negroes talking and don't do anything except, well, we go get high or we go kill someone or we're gonna betray our regular natural sexuality. It's some bullshit we can agree to do it, but some concrete stuff, no, we don't. And
No
black women,
doubt.
you're not much better, except concrete. You're there. I'm gonna kill this baby. Now they're gonna fucking do that like 20 million times. Y'all have done. I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna get a divorce. I'm gonna abandon this baby. I'm gonna leave the baby in the toilet. I'm gonna leave the baby in the hot ass car and get my hair done to see if he survives and shit. Get some GoFundMe money if they make it. Um, yeah, y'all may actually do what y'all say. But
ladies and gentlemen, one more time for y'all. Listen up nice and clearly, and check out. This is your former mayoral candidate for Houston who got her ass whooped.
Seriously, and we want to thank the white man for beating the ass, because had it been a black dude, he would have been asked to concede. Please don't beat the sister. Let her win, because black women have been, some simple say, brother, you don't want to win. Our sisters need those positions. They need to be there to castrate and block and be feminists against the whole community. And, and it's always some nigga that was a pimp when he's young. And I don't know, maybe he got chlamydia and got sterilized and got a conscience. I'm sorry. Go ahead and play the tape.
Here we go, brother. Here we go.
You took a piece of paper from that woman regarding something that was over by Duncan Tail. Where is it? What date was it?
All from yesterday. Sure, well, I took it upstairs. I have to call him. Pick it up when I switched out the paper. I'll call him.
I don't want you to do a goddamn thing. I want you to have a fucking brain. I want you to have read it. I want you to say, Congresswoman, it was such and such date. That's what I want. That's the kind of stamp that I want to have. So some stupid other motherfucker did it, and I don't have the information. Nobody sent me the information. I need to ensure my schedule. And if Boo Boo did it, shit ass did it, fuckface did it, and nobody knows a goddamn thing in my office. Okay, nothing. I gave it to you. Your job was to get it on the calendar, imprint it in your brain, or send me the information back saying, Congresswoman, I made sure that the Ovi Duncan Sal event that you gave me for so-and-so date at 7 is on the fucking calendar. Not just happen. Okay? So when I called Jerome, he gonna be sitting up there like a fat ass, stupid idiot, talking about what the fuck he doesn't know. Okay? Both of y'all are fuck up a fucking F. It's the worst shit that I could have ever had put together. Two goddamn big ass children. Fucking idiots. Serve no goddamn purpose. Ain't managing nobody, nobody's respecting them, nobody gives a shit about what you're doing. And you ain't doing shit. And this is an example of it. I gave it to Jerome. This is not child work. Okay?
God damn. Man. I couldn't work for that. I couldn't. I would have to backhand.
Well, they're not working for that. They're probably trying to bring her ass down. In fact, I bet you they're the ones that gave it to the other campaign. You know, a word to the pork chop feminists out there. The whole world isn't full of black faggotists and simps. There are a lot of black men. If you have a vagina, you can't do anything wrong. That's about 50% of black men. They're just that fucking sorry. Evidence of that is people trying to put gas on the King house and people sitting there watching. What is she doing? You know, had I been a black man, even watering the grass on the King historic home, people, in fact, there would have been some loudmouth sister. Do you work here? Is that your job? Is that your job? Do you work? Is that your job? Do you work here? Who? What makes you think those flowers need some water? See, no, you don't need to. I'm gonna call the police. I don't care if you're trying to help. Your help was needed. The bushes were just fine. They don't need your water. It rains. See the cloud? You know what the cloud is? It looks like old pussy hair. Look at it. That's a cloud. And it's gonna rain. This isn't the desert. You don't need to. And had that been a black dude, they would have stopped him when they saw him with the gas can. But it was a black woman, and everything is about worshiping females without thinking. So you sit up and watch her take a gas can up on a national historic landmark, and you let them douse the porch. She wasn't a big, strong, imposing woman. And in fact, she wasn't even as crude and ugly looking, like, some House of Horrors figure like Sheila Jackson Lee. They could have stopped that shit from even happening. But, well, we got to let the women, fuck all that. There's some things you don't let women do. I don't care who doesn't like that. So come on, Chef, could you just walk up to some monument where there are people in daylight hours and start pouring gasoline and someone not say something? Hey, that's Dr. King's house, nigga. The client, right? The client's in you, and she didn't have a bruise on her face or anything. I mean, and that guy's holding down. It's not even like, because, somebody would have getting kicked. Motherfucker, why you mess with Dr. King's house? He's nonviolent, not me. His ass been dead 55 years. I'm going to kick your ass right here, right? There would have been some consequence had it been a black man. And I'm fine with that. Black men need to get their asses checked when they're wrong. And so do black women when their asses are wrong. Their asses need to get kicked like everybody else. And so Sheila Jackson Lee has fucked over people for 30 years in Congress. She's been in 15 terms.
Say that again one more time.
She's been in Congress for 30 years, dogging people since 1994, 93, 94. Everybody knows this. She's a backstabber. She's a liar. She does all kinds of stuff to people, and everybody knows it. That's why she's never been offered a position. She was running after Hillary Clinton, like like Hattie McDaniel was with Vivian Lee and Gone with the Wind. Remember? Yep, Miss Lee, Miss that, Miss. Right. I mean, that's how she was behind Hillary Clinton. Thinks she was gonna get something, and Hillary Clinton lost, of course. And I want to thank all you brothers that voted against her. Thank all you brothers who may have missed some sexual meals standing up to irrational, emotional black women. And yes, Donald Trump was preferable over Hillary Clinton, who was a big fan of black abortion and eugenics. Whether you hate Donald Trump or not, even if he doesn't mean it, Donald Trump busting up the abortion shit is one of the most helpful things that's ever happened to black people. I care not a goddamn who doesn't agree with me. And again, I've had a passport since I was 9 years old. I've had a passport for 50 years and I will use it. So you can't freeze me out. And a lot of what's being frozen isn't edible any damn way. That shit's expired. That's why a lot of people freeze shit that you can't preserve that goes bad. A lot of folks cooch just like that. But now it's been in the freezer so long, it's got freezer burn. You have to throw that shit away. So you can't intimidate me. I'm going to tell the truth, and you can have all the sex cots you want, as long as at places like Brazil, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, for that matter, get some green card ass up in the Philippines or someplace. We're not going to be censored by emotional, irrational traitor feminists who want to kill babies and bust up families and actually munch carpet. Okay, so y'all can keep supporting Oprah Winfrey. She burnt up those kids, and they were kids of color. They would burnt your ass too. If y'all lived on Maui and you were black, Oprah Winfrey would have tried to beat your ass out of your family home, like she beat those people, and they were brown too. You think she won't do that shit in Mississippi if they found oil down where she's from in Kosciuszko, Mississippi? Okay, and that's why she's making this color purple shit to get you guys munching carpet. Even she doesn't even want a fucking man, keeps a man on residence just to make it look like uh, she's okay. And I'm gonna tell you something. While we talk about bad about Oprah Winfrey, who I can't stand. Oprah Winfrey. I mean, if Gayle King does go with Oprah Winfrey, and if she went down on her, it has really aged Gayle King. That must be some of like, toxic waste dump, a super fun cooch that Oprah has if they did that to Gayle. If I'm wondering. And because Gail used to kind of look like a wannabe trans Denzel Washington, and now she looks like, like one of those immigrants and shit that can't get in one of the little hotels. Anyway, keep going, brother.
Let's go ahead and finish reading this. Well, as we saw again, it was a 2-1 margin, so they got her cleared up out of there with the ease. But let's keep on reading, y'all. With backing from the city and city's fire department and police unions and multiple multi-million-dollar campaign war chests, Whitmire was the early favorite in the race and finished first in the 18-candidate general election in November. When no candidate secured 50% of the vote, the race went to a runoff. Whitmire leaned on the coalition of moderate Democrats, independents, and conservative voters with a prominent campaign promise to make the city safer with increased policies. Okay, so that's interesting.
Well, but sit down and think about it. That she has a face and an attitude that could incite a riot. You just heard how she talks to people. So I mean, I wouldn't feel very safe with that face at the at the reins of power. In fact, I feel like the world's going to come to an end. Like it's the second coming of Jesus. In fact, she would be the beast of the scriptures that they talk about, or the ugly woman on the horse. Well, the horse would probably buck her ass off. But anyway, go ahead.
Let's keep on going. City elections are officially nonpartisan in Houston. The country's fourth largest city with more than 2.3 million people. But Democrats
sounds like Gaza.
Right. Have held the office since 1982. Ain't that some shit? The showdown between Whitmire and Jackson Lee illuminates the fault lines within the Democratic Party over how to deal with crime on a local level. Also seen in mayoral race in Los Angeles and New York cities in recent years. Okay, crime has really become a major issue. Not only,
You
well,
should
not
say
only relative.
illegals have been a major issue. We need to say what they mean when they keep talking about crime. You mean illegals?
Right,
See, when they
right,
say crime, they're putting that off on black people. You need to say who's doing this, and this is people whose asses don't belong here.
right.
Okay, and that includes lots of criminals from all over the world have come here. Okay, and they're bringing STDs and other shit up here. And I don't know, they're trying to replace black people. Okay, so you try to get rid of black folks. See how it is. You dig a ditch for someone else to fall in, right? You dig a migration ditch to erase black people. And all the migrants come up here and want to sell fentanyl in the high income neighborhoods where black people don't live. And now you got this big ass body count. In fact, you know what? Let me get some holy water. You know, I have white holy water. I have holy water for white people. Let me get some white holy water so we can really make this show. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring my white holy water. Yo,
Get yourself some holy water. I'm gonna keep reading, brother Short. Now, uh, crime, ladies and gentlemen, has really become a major issue. Not only, uh, reality. Not only reality, but the perception. We cannot have Houston perceived as not being a safe city. Whitmire previously told Politico. All right, I'm representing Houstonians. That's why. Well, that's what they want. So apparently, that's him saying, "Listen, made in America, better for America. That's what we need to look out for. That's what we need to prioritize." And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, a great deal of these bootlicks, they really have been putting everybody else ahead of Black America.
absolutely.
They are assigned to that. That's their quota, so to speak, in order to stay in these positions.
You should say HOTA.
Right. And without fulfilling that, they're really not finding any use. I mean, you got the dude out there, planning to ship a bunch of folks out to Washington, D.C., Brother Short. Are you aware of that? I think it's Greg Abbott is planning to ship a gang of folks over there out to y'all.
Well, they're already here. They're busting windows on cars and stuff, even in my neighborhood. By the way, can I show my white holy water?
Go ahead. Let me get that holy water up. Hold on, Brother Short. Let me clear the floor. Holy water. Okay. Oh, God.
This is white holy water. Yeah, I need this.
Yes, sir.
This is white holy water. It keeps our house safe. And
bring it closer to the screen, brother. There you go. Nasals, come on.
This is white holy water. No white home should be without one. No coon home should be without one. And y'all think it's empty. This shit's not empty. I've got some up in here. I mean, I'm not. This shit's real. I have white holy water. I haven't even opened the box. See how this shit's perforated? Oh no. This is real. I got white holy water. I'm blessed.
Is that that's the TD Jakes approved? Is it TD Jakes approved?
TD Jakes' problem isn't Narcan. Their problem is Cubasa problems in the Jakes household.
Well, let's keep on reading here, brother Short. Let's keep on reading. I want to share the screen. I want to hear what these cats are saying. So let's drop this down. I got a news announcer here, and he apparently has got some shit on his mind that he needs to share with us. So let's go ahead and share this screen real quick, brother Dr. Short. Let's share this fucking screen. See what this guy has to say here today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me big screen it. Let me make sure I can get it over to the family. Again, make sure y'all are liking, subscribed, and sharing, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you don't forget to hit that notification bell, because The screw tube is on us. It is shadow banning us, ladies and gentlemen. So hit the notification bell.
You know, the only thing that they don't sense in the black community is abortion and LGBTQ and deviance.
Jeez. And that's a fact, though. That's a fact.
In fact, you know what? I know what the TD stands for in his name now.
What is it?
Takes dicks.
Oh, stop it. Come on. I knew he was going to come with some shit. Let me play the track. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, where's the volume at, though? Don't hate on me now. It's got to be some hate somewhere.
You know what? And he looks like Dwayne Wade and shit, man. Except he's bald-headed.
All right, let's play the track. Here we go.
Yeah, it's going pretty similar like it's going over there for you at Whitmire's campaign, Shelby. A lot of people just preparing ahead of the polls closing. So it's been another month of tough campaigning for the U.S. Congresswoman. I spoke to her the night of the November elections, and I asked her.
She's lighting her skin. Damn.
Type of result. She said she felt that it was not going to be an easy.
Look at that hairpiece. It looks like she's got a turkey coming out of her head.
Polls closed tonight. So we spoke to her campaign earlier. They've been running around throughout the city, visiting all the neighborhoods, getting those last-ditch efforts in to get
now
that
she looks
vote
like an African
in her
refugee.
favor. She's been asking Houstonians to vote like their lives depend on it. She spoke in the last 5
Your lives depend on her ass
you just
losing.
mentioned about her strategy on fighting crime. Here's what she had to say about that.
Target the high-risk areas. Be able to put in neighborhood storefronts. Work with businesses to provide the funding for that. Get the federal dollars.
Hold on. Before she goes further, Brother Dr. Short, target the high-risk areas. Is she talking about border control?
No, she means black people, and intensify the gentrification in the black wards that are in her district that have been heavily gentrified. She's one of the greatest destroyers of one of the largest black communities in the country. And she's just like Dykefoot, you know, the one that looked like Beetlejuice up in Chicago. And the one here in D.C. looks like, what's his name? Arsenio Hall got a sex change. And then you got the Uncle Fester looking one out in Los Angeles that's talking about providing homes for the illegals, but won't do anything for black people. And she was debating in a suit, a men's suit, looks like from the Men's Warehouse and shit. I mean, why is a woman wearing a man's business suit? I mean, you could be flat chested and square bodied and shit, but damn. And she has a little buzz cut too. And one thing she has done is that she used to have really janky teeth. She fixed those up. But they're all Delta Sigma Theta. These are all like full-bodied, pleasingly unplumped, despicable black women that nobody should like. And the men, they're all strange too. Probably, you know, bathhouse patrons. We'll all find out. I mean, they're more moist than the Amazon Delta.
Let's play the rest of that track.
Real federal dollars. Work with the constables, work with the sheriffs, work with the HPD, work with the federal law enforcement. Layer it. Be the person that brings law enforcement together so they target together. Drugs are off the street, guns are off the street because we're using all the resources. And yes, we're using our neighbors because crime fighting is not a lone operation. It's an operation of unity.
Touch on that, Brother Short. My perspective first. Listen, she's talking about
the erasure of black communities.
Everybody's a fucking neighbor all of a sudden, right?
Well,
now she cares.
No,
you know,
that was cold.
She's on that. Remember when Biden came out with you want to defund the police? No, we're gonna refund the police to the tune of $350 billion.
There's a different word because it happens here. When you have the police walk to the neighborhood, okay, you mean gabers. When you see them, it's all the strange people walking with the police to the neighborhood. You almost want to give a high five to the carjackers when you see who's walking with the police. Get some reputable people that don't look like they try to go down on a 4-year-old in a Sunday school. Why the police walk with all the predators and strange-looking people in the neighborhood? It's nasty. So you degenerates have people, friends in blue with guns. I don't feel very safe. And it makes me glad I'm an old person. You know, they would never dare try to sexually assault a person my age, but it would make me be afraid to be like 5 and shit. You know, can you imagine you walk by and you see all the little neighbors with the rainbow flags and shit, and each time I see a kid, it's automated playing, "Oh, he's a brick, dun, 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 house," and they're like 5 years old and shit. I'm just telling you that fame music for the kids walking down the street, you know. So, you know, people taking pictures. Oh, can I get a selfie of your child? No, no, no. And say,
But
"Oh,
this is
this tasty little tot is on my block," and they send it out through your neighborhood so people say the hottest kids a lot. I mean, and they let you take them to the park. I mean, anyway. Let me stop. Let me
but
stop. I'm
this
not
is
going to say
this
anything.
is the
I'm not
stuff
going to
that
say
we're
anything.
dealing with here. I
I'm
mean,
not going to
it's
say
cloaked.
anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going
It
to
is
just.
it,
I'm not
it
going to
is
say
cloaked
anything.
in a whole bunch of nonsense, brother Doctor Short. And I'm just like, I'm glad that she got that ass spanked, and I'm not even talking about for the freaks in here. This is what we need to see because her time was overdue. You're talking about. Did you say 15 years of tyranny?
No, 30.
30, double it up.
Yes,
30
15
years,
terms.
disgusting. Right? So we got to think about what we're looking at here. And this, all of the typical talking points she gave you. She said, honor thy neighbor, right? Walk with thy neighbor, all of that
Well,
bull.
what about honor your workers, hypocritical bitch? I mean, really,
Right.
aren't they your neighbors that share the same office space?
But let's finish the rest of this track, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to move on.
So, aside from her historic tenure as a U.S. Congresswoman representing Houston all the way in D.C., she says that she has been at the forefront throughout these years as a
Of being a
congresswoman,
bitch.
making sure that she's involved in every facet of the city, especially.
Hey, I always say, ladies and gentlemen, when these freaking anchors and reporters come out and they try to premise shit, this guy said he started out opening up with her historic tenure. What the fuck does that mean for Black
It
America?
means
Not a
that this
goddamn
dude is a Greek letter dude and she's a Greek.
right.
That's what it means.
Well, I can tell by the tie. It's purple. It's one of them Q dogs.
You mean screw dogs.
So it's like, listen,
Like
nobody
Tarzan
gives a
swinging
shit.
both ways. Oh.
Right. Nobody cares about her. Nobody cares that she was able to hold on to a job
And
by
it's
shit.
not historic, it's histrionic
Right.
legacy, not historic. What legislation has she passed?
Talking about this guy said historic tenure. Nobody cares.
And he
Nobody.
may have, and that may be under his shirt. What's that little thing that? No, that's his lip. That's the microphone. Okay.
Right. And look at his teeth, though. He's got those freaking. He's got Jaws mouth. He's got a Jaws mouth. Look at the fucking teeth on this guy.
Well,
anyhow,
for the Q thing, I heard that just before you cross over, they ask you, "Can you suck a dick?"
Oh, come on.
You didn't know that? Ask them.
Come on.
Can you suck dick? Yes, you are asked that. And certain frat lines ask you, "Can you suck a dick?" This you go through all the abuse, the hate, that finally gets down to shit. If they haven't like gotten some, okay, when it's like a person offering you a contract for $1 million, you say, "Well, okay, where do I sign?" And they give you the contract, put the money on top, then slam a dick on there. And the point is, and it's not wrong to want the money, but to say you have to go through the dick to get it. I'm not saying, look, when I was at Howard, there were a whole bunch of Omegas with HIV/AIDS, and they faked that and gave it to the girls to cover up the fact that they were swinging both ways. The young woman got infected too.
Wow.
That's morally evil. I said it. I don't give a fuck. It happened in the 80s at Howard. Ask around. It's real. That's their damn problem. And all of these divine things should be sued out of existence. We need something else.
Right.
You can't use a wipe for a baby's ass twice, right? What worked last century and holding us down shouldn't be allowed to hold us down in this century. It is our dumbness. Brian Brown, it's a fact. Go look up the Howard University Hilltop paper.
Mm.
Stop. Maybe your chapter didn't. I'm talking about what happened at the one that we saw all the people in the little wing of Howard Hospital dying. And it's all covered up because maybe your chapter didn't do it. But let some deviants get in charge of a chapter. Oh, yes, they do.
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, hell yeah, they do. And there are a whole bunch of folks, and oh, it doesn't rep the organs. Yeah, hell, it does. If you have an organization and you've got corruption, these organizations get the shit suit out of them for hazing, for people dying. It's wicked. It's witchcraft. It's warlockery. Not brotherhood, not sticking together, but the bullshit. So show me concretely, not a little bit of charity here or there. Why aren't the Divine Nine motherfuckers leading the thing for reparations? They've got
Come on,
the
talk that talk.
organizations.
Talk that
You've
talk.
got the numbers. God damn it, you're all liars. Most of those groups continue to do social shit.
Let's talk about
Where
the
are their
real
banks?
oath. Who
Where
are
are
they
the
swearing that oath
infrastructure?
to, Brother George? Let's talk about that. Who
It's
they
not
really
to
swearing?
God. And when they come into church, they destroy the spirituality of the church because the people are committed to the colors and whatever deity is within that organization that they swore an oath to. As a Christian, morally and ethically, people who are in secret societies are enemies of God. And the fact that nobody talks about it, I don't give a damn at who it offends. It's a fact. How can you be a believer or a Muslim, whatever, and then you pray to something else or you bow down? What damn great spirit? What's the fucking great spirit in your group? You can't name it. Maybe you don't name it because it's Satan. And if you told people they're praying to Satan, they wouldn't want to do it. Explain that. You can't explain it. And I don't want to join, and nobody's going to hit and slap and spit or get me to join in the graduate chapter. I don't have to go do that shit. It's morally wrong. Brotherhood, sisterhood, peoplehood should not require. We've been hazed by 500 years of white genocide and oppression. I don't need to kick, brand, or spit on or do stuff to make someone get along with me. Even the suggestion that that's normal is sick. And I will say the most disgusting experience I've ever had is to be a doctoral student at racist ass University of Virginia. And I am the only black person in the room of 30 some odd people. And folks are, I have a whole classroom of white folks, asses kicked, arguing in defense of the honor of black people. And what happens? The Omega Sci-Fis began making monkey and dog sounds outside the window, and everybody white's looking at me. I could have taken a gun and mowed those niggas down. We have a serious struggle for our survival, and these organizations and anyone in it that knows the stupidity and the bullshit that's in it stays with it as part of the problem, whether you want to be honest about it or not. That is the problem with black people. We're too fucking halfway in between. We're not enough of one thing or the other. Go fully over to the dark side or be on the side of what's right. We try to be in between. It's cowardly. It's a morally insustainable position. And like I'll say, and the greatest crime, I have Elaine Riddick sitting here. Elaine Riddick, who was illegally sterilized by the state of North Carolina. She can say that the people who ran the Tuskegee experiment on hundreds, if not thousands of black people were the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. You owe us reparations for what you did to the black folks in the Black Belt of Alabama. Dr. Dibble is Omega Psi Phi. Dr. Dibble, the father-in-law of Vernon Jordan's wife, Ann Dibble, they, the Greek letter people, even people like Lionel Richie's family, they knew about the Tuskegee experiment because it was run out of the Tuskegee University Hospital. So, wait a minute. You can't, if your leadership is a sellout, Brian, why do you stay? That's like the Nazis saying, I'm just following orders. I have plenty of ideas. I'm sorry, don't follow me. I know what I saw. And it's a fact of history that the Omega Psi Phi people also work with Margaret Sanger, as did all of the Greek letter organizations have supported eugenics. You may not like it. You don't like being convicted. Well, that's my role as a truth teller. Be unhappy, Brian. You're a part by staying in it. You're participating in structural evil against your people. Period. That's why I did not pledge. I ain't joining nothing. When these folks put their resources behind doing something other than partying and foolishness and getting behind one another to only help people in their group. So you talk black when you want people to join, but when there are black issues at hand, y'all deal with your groups first. The Greek letter organizations support Biden. The Greek letter organizations have refused to condemn Biden as we're being erased in Chicago, D.C., where I am. They want to do it in Baltimore. Where the hell are you? And you rank and file people, there's no excuse. You are morally responsible if you stay in something. If you say the leadership are sellouts, no doubt, and you stay in something run by sellouts, what does it make you? A patriot? A freedom fighter? Or you're going along to get along? Mature people move on when they recognize they do better when they know better. To know better and not do better makes you part of the problem. You can't run from it. We're going to have these most difficult, painful conversations, whether people like it or not. And I need to remind people when Martin Luther King was assassinated, or should I say, one of the people that helped facilitate Martin Luther King's assassination was Omega Psi Phi. His name is Jesse Jackson. Jesse
Come on,
Lewis
talk
Jackson.
that.
Okay, we need to remember that. And as long as things like that, when the Alpha Phi Alpha kicked Martin Luther King out, that's with his Nobel Peace Prize. He got kicked out of Alpha Phi Alpha. I mean, what the fuck are y'all on? How did the rank and file sit back? How do you stay in that? No, we didn't say you stop being black. But if your agenda is black and their agenda isn't black and you stay, Dr. Khalid Muhammad was ultimately, who did in Khalid Muhammad? Who kicked Khalid Muhammad out of the Nation of Islam? What's their Greek letter affiliation? Yes, Farrakhan's and Omega. I am telling the truth about you. Oh, yes, I am. You go back and tell your leadership, God damn it, come all out for reparations. Come all out for taking on this STD crisis, sweeping Black America. There are a lot of Q doctors. In fact, I had a Q doctor that tried to get me to take that vaccine poison. I had a Q doctor try to tell me I had COVID just last year. I had to switch doctors. There's a lot of evil, and I'll continue to talk about evil. And it gives me great satisfaction if I make you unhappy because I'm challenging you. You can't protect anybody in your organization but yourself. When Q's gang rape a young sister in front of the A building of Howard University, which happened in the 90s, in 1997, gang rape a young woman in broad daylight, and the young woman's run out of school, and other things that I know about this, it's evil. You can tell a tree by its fruit. Show me all the goodness, not how you feel about it, not your defensiveness. Name one entity successfully funded. Where are the banks? Where are the movements? Y'all have had 100 years to do it. All of you, all of them. I don't like none of them. They're all wrong. They're in trouble. And the wonderful thing is, in 2024, the Black community is going to come up in its 100-year cycle, and the crisis is going to hit our people totally. Y'all going to be called on to produce because we hear how great and how wonderful everything is. Okay, Colin Kaepernick is Cap Alpha Psi. I know that too. And they all came out for Colin Kaepernick. But you would think that they would call for a boycott of the entire football league until their frat got a job. Maybe some did, but not really. It's not real. We're lying to ourselves about how effective and how strong. No, we're not. You wouldn't murder black men and women in the street. You wouldn't kill black babies and black mothers in hospitals. All of this knowledge, all this goddamn education, all of this skill, and we're fucked up like we are. And certain people claim to be the talented 10th. Well, if this is what the talented 10th have brought us in 120 years, we don't need it. And anybody running up behind leadership like that is part of the problem. I used to go to churches thinking everybody in the church ain't bad. How am I missing your point? I'm not exaggerating. It's taken for the message with you. Steve Coakley was poisoned, and I knew Steve Coakley. And Steve Coakley was paranoid. He knew he would be murdered. Who killed Steve Coakley? Ordinary rank and file black people? This thing is sinister. It's dark. Who runs the black church in America that's now moving towards being trans affirming, LGBTQ affirming, supporting the illegal, supporting abortion? Who's influencing? Who has the organization and the numbers to move our community in a direction towards genocide within our group? Who backed Obama blindly? Who's in the Congressional Black Caucus right now? What's their affiliation? What's John Lewis? John Lewis is a Sigma. Whenever he starts in this stuff, it keeps coming up over and over and over again. So I don't, you can tell a tree by its fruit. We have hundreds of thousands of people in these organizations. If they were mobilized like Jewish organizations are, which may have people that do all kinds of stuff, but ultimately Jewish people are prospering. You can't be great and doing all this and us being in the situation that we're in. And by the way, I want to remember and remind folks, I know for a fact that the Omegas here in the DMV were pushing these jabs as we watch people, person after person, all these strange things happening. And no one said, okay, now that this is over, can we look and see were there any consequences to our decisions? They're not going to do it the same way they've never admitted. And I can tell you, because the documents are in the CDC in Atlanta, the amount of money that the Omega Psi-Phi doctor, Dr. Dibble, took to poison black men with syphilis, all he asked for was $1 US a year. The people who ended Tuskegee were white. The educated Greek letter black people did not stop it. They let the people die. And these groups are letting us die right now. It's not something that can be forgiven for a person with conscience. So I don't deal in emotions or feelings. And I haven't exaggerated enough. I haven't paid enough attention to bring more negative stuff to the table, but I will. Someone else that was Greek that pushed abortion and eugenics and feminism is Barbara Jordan, who is Zeta. They're part of the eugenics process. Eugenics, basically, from a white perspective, is that black people shouldn't exist. There's no way I don't care. We have to be bigger than our feelings. And if half of what I'm saying is true, then it knocks down the other half. I'm done with this. Chef C?
Let me ask you, brother Dr. Short, what is Sheila Jackson Lee's sorority affiliate?
If she's a Soror, she's a Delta. I suspect most of them are Deltas. There have been legitimate people who tried to do stuff in the past, but of late, like anything, Hip hop was really cool when it came out. It's descended into total shit today. I wish hip hop was cool. We loved it. I don't have a problem with Everett Just. I don't have a problem with great people that achieve things. But those are the exceptions. They are not the rule. So when I think about the people that are still running around like they're teenagers in their 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and all this stuff, and folks having double lives, and the women aren't really into the men, and the men really are to the women. Uh, 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 uh.
She's an alpha, kappa alpha.
Okay, all right. She's an AKA. Okay, but it's real. Okay, well, great. You're a doctor. I mean, I'm not surprised. That's why I brought it up. Look, no, you're telling me about the one doctor, and I'm saying to you, the whole goddamn organization needs to take a stand. If he's not a Q, he's an alpha. The person that pushed the jabs in the churches, Reverend Dr. Calvin Butts, who died either this year or last year, it was all a Greek thing. It doesn't really matter. I'm glad you feel defensive, doctor. You should feel defensive, even be angry. If me making you angry and you can double down on it, we need to have these discussions. Go back and tell the other people the grassroots are not going to forgive what's happened. I will use everything in my power to make people, everything I can do to shake this goddamn tree. It's wrong. It's wrong. Howard University is broke. It got broken by its Q dog, Patrick Swigert. People lying about how much money came in. That's something I know for real. I was there on the goddamn board of trustees. Okay. All of our HBCUs are in trouble. Who runs them? See, I don't have to talk about every single solitary individual one. No. Um, I didn't. No, I don't. Who's lying? I'm giving you examples and you can't rebut them. So on one hand, you tell me I'm saying this, but don't exaggerate. And I'm saying you have a systemic problem. All you, as a doctor, you know, if you have a systemic problem, 50% of your blood cells can be great. But if 50% aren't so great, your health isn't good. You want me to say if 5% of the blood cells are good, you wouldn't tell a person that they were in good health. You would tell them they were in bad health. The whole damn thing needs to be optimum, not suboptimum. Part of the way that they control black people is to get us to be minimalist. If one black person doesn't have a problem, then all black people are okay. That's to get us to feel good for the 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 black people, or the 6 or the 15% of black folks that are doing great and the other 85% are struggling or really suffering. That's not enough for me. And if it's enough for you, that's part of the problem. So if you can point to 1 or 2 or 3, and yet you ignore what I said about Calvin Butts working with United Way and other people to push this in churches, and I go to churches or here, and all the churches are empty because the people who are our elders have died, and no one's saying it's the same way they haven't said we're sorry for Tuskegee. Tuskegee started in the 1930s. Do you realize it'll be 100 years? Wow, within 11, 12 years, Tuskegee will be 100 years, and the Omegas have been around longer than the Tuskegee experiment. They've never said, we're sorry, we're wrong. We're going to do something for the descendants of the people who died. In fact, Vernon Jordan, who's Omega Psi Phi, a good friend to Bill Clinton, was right there with the survivors of Tuskegee, knowing his own wife was the daughter of the person that helped poison those people. Did not give the families in Tuskegee a whole lot of money. They just said, oh, we're sorry for poisoning you. And I suspect their same attitude towards reparations for the Tuskegee victims who they knew, their names and everything. It's all documented. No reparations for them and no reparations for the rest of us. And I'm all about this motherfucking money. and exposing anybody, any entity, any groups, any collective of persons that are standing in the way of us getting restitution.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for tapping in with us today, Brother Short.
Mm-hmm.
That was a conversation that had to happen, brother.
No,
I mean,
well,
honestly,
yeah, well, I have my Divine Nine books here. I have all my books, lined them up, that are written by Divine Nine people.
listen,
That's what the book club, and we're gonna push it, but we're gonna fight some evil up in here. Evil.
See, people gotta understand, evil prevails when good people are silent.
Mhm.
That's what happens.
And evil also prevails when people are driven by emotion. I'm not driven by emotion. I didn't know anything about this stuff. I didn't know anything about this Tuskegee thing. In my mind, this Tuskegee is just white people killing black people. We got to stop these damn people from killing us. And then I learned, God, it's black people doing all this.
Right.
None of what happens to us happens without. We're going to discuss these. This stuff must. Our oppression is based half on whites and half on the black people that collude with whites.
Come on.
Intentionally, unintentionally, or you just go along to get along. So it is time. It's going to be a very uncomfortable time for people that are boule oriented, because some of us, we have nothing to lose. I don't want to join. I'm not doing that stuff. Nobody's beating or hitting me. You either love me or you don't love me. That's cool. And I'm tired of people. This is what happens. I've seen this. I don't like it with anyone. I don't like it with black elites of any kind. That you're black when you're up and coming, and when you make it, you forget black people. You're black like it's a uniform. It's the same way GCPs are non-white when it suits them, people of color when it suits them, and then they're white when it suits them. So I jump in and out, I get another identity, or I meet people who are Musi first, black last, female first, black last, Greek first, black last, if ever. I have a very dear cousin who's in Kappa Alpha Psi.
Niggas are Irish before they black.
Had a great program helping young people. And his frats, they want to have their white party for KA Psi. They don't want to do anything to help save young black men. I have a friend who's a Zeta who can't stand her local chapter because she wants to help save young black people. And the people that just want to party, they don't want to do anything. That is the reality of these organizations. I have a friend that's an AKA. She quit because every time when they do something to help the black community, they have all their pearls and shit. And no. We want to have a party. Well, we voted against you. Because it's full of shit. It's full of shit. It's full of shit. It's full of shit. And I want to say one thing, and I don't give a damn what anybody says. The last time that black people were making a move in this country with any kind of, it was when people were quitting the Greek letter organizations, and or the Greek letter organizations, due to the climate of the times, were forced to join the civil rights movement, or else be left behind by a new elite that wouldn't be working with them. So to be relevant, they got in the movement and in fact destroyed the movement and brought Negroes back to confusion and chaos, which is where we are right now. The Greeks came back in force with Ronald Reagan. The last time you had activism on campuses and all with blacks in the 70s. By the end of the 70s, the Greeks had reasserted control over our community, and they've been leading us in the wrong direction ever since. It's killing us. And the complicity and the silence of those that sit in these organizations know that you sit behind bullshit people that are liars, grifters, betrayers. The scriptures say, how can two walk unless they agree? In other words, how can you be with them and not be the same? I studied to be a Negro preacher. I realized these preachers don't want to help the people. And then I can't fuck around with black preachers unless they're the kind that really want to stand for black people. And that's the first thing I ask you. Are you a nigger preacher? First thing, are you a traitor preacher? You a Mason? What the fuck are you? Are you really for God where you want to do everything you can to help black people? Or are you just another grifter with the damn dress on? And yes, I do talk to preachers just like that. And if you're a fake ass preacher, I don't want nothing to do with that.
Well, with that being said, brother Dr. Short, we're gonna conclude this. I will say this, man, and I think it is necessary.
Hold it. Let me say this to you. I never said all chapters do anything because I'm not one. I'm saying to you that some chapters do that. And it just does, unfortunately. And people take advantage when they have power. People get killed. People get killed and they get drunk and things happen because folks abuse their power towards people that are trying to join. That is a fact. That is a fact that people die, are beaten, have ruptured spleens and other things. To me, if you beat a person half to death, how is it hard for me to believe that you wouldn't ask for someone to give you a blowjob to humiliate them? No, I'm going to keep saying it. There's a problem. Yes, these things do go on. No, you stop. This is what people know to be true. And you can tell me that the people didn't have HIV, AIDS at Howard. I didn't say the whole chapter, but some. It was in the student paper. And people getting sick. And in all of our HBCUs,
We've had this. We touched on this before. Next
have
time we gotta
have an
bring,
STD epidemic
bring that
because of this
receipt next
crazy
time, brother
behavior.
Short. We're gonna bring
Crazy
that-
behavior. People need to get out of their feelings. Maybe you didn't, but that doesn't mean you can't speak for tens of thousands of other people. That's why, told me someone did something and you can prove it. I won't say they didn't do it. It's a fact of history. And it's a fact that they've done their little studies where when people are in control, um, people have died. So you say people have died. I didn't say it's from sex rituals. Who said people died from a sex ritual? You want me to say that. I'm saying that people have used their power to abuse people. If you'll beat someone half to death, how hard is it to believe that you may try to get someone to do something dumb? Something filthy and dumb. Oh yes, it does happen.
Brother Short, hold on, brother Short.
Come
We're gonna
on.
wrap this.
Why
Hold
does it when you're wild and you're young and you're using drugs and all this other kind of stuff? No.
We're gonna wrap it up. I know you want to get out.
No, I can still. I don't want to get it. We can end it. I got to go too. But there's a problem. There's a problem, and I don't care about black denial. Black denial is part of why them Negroes denying that we're not completely free. We're not. Some folks think they're free, but that's okay. It's fine. People gonna have to grow, or say I accept whatever happens, which is what white supremacists do, or actually, a lot of us are the black version of white liberals. We don't acknowledge things because it's unpleasant, and we'll keep talking about the positive. It's sort of like a conversation I had with radio host Bev Smith. We don't do that on Night Talk. We only talk about positive, the positivity box. I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a damn about it. Who cares about positivity? I want freedom. I don't care how much it bothers someone. Brothers and sisters, we love this. We love this. We love this. We love this.
We need to have that real conversation.
No, but I have my, I have,
like
we're going to
coon bust. We got to unpack this fraternal.
Yes, we are.
We got to unpack that fraternal fuckery.
Yes, we are. And let me tell you something. We're going to do this because The black people need to understand. A whole lot of folks are told if they go to college, and a lot of things I've seen happen. Very nice people get turned into liquor, alcohol, foolishness, thinking that this is what we need. Whites do it too, but they're white. We can't afford to make the worst in other people a model for us. We have to do better, be better for us, not for other people, but for our own survival. And anyone saying let it go, that's part of the issue. I want to thank all of you for this special edition of the Angry Black Men's Book Club. Y'all know I got to get in, and I think I'm going to try to do it tonight because we have enough time. Later tonight, I'm going to get out and start reading. I may even I have my Divine Nine books. I brought all of that stuff just so I could have stuff as written by Greeks themselves. To hell with my opinion.
You ain't shit for that, brother.
I mean, I prefer, I prefer to go with what's documented. And so we know, and there's another thing, eugenics, which has helped kill millions of black people. We know the Depo-Provera, which is destroying black people, is pushed by the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. All you have to do is Google some of these things. I don't, I just don't live in fear. And I know what it's like to tussle with the Greeks, as I did at the University of Virginia, and I denounced a particular fraternity. They wanted to beat me up. They want to take me in a room, and they told me, no, you'll beat my ass right here, and everyone will see that you guys beat me for calling you guys out, that y'all got violent because I told you the truth, that y'all were threatening the lives of young black women and letting black women be attacked. And then you push someone else to be injured when you could have stood with them. It wasn't manly. And I called y'all bitches. I did it publicly. I'm nobody's fighter. But you know what? My God fights for me. And by the way, as a believer in God, it says we're supposed to expose unrighteousness. And I have done that shit tonight. So ashes to ashes for things that stand in the way of our freedom. May God deliver your mind from the indoctrination that makes one think because one joins something that the whole thing is holy, yet the head is rotten. If the head is rotten, the body must be rotten. It's not separate. May the Lord bless and keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. May the good Lord give us MFM.
Brother Short, real quick, let them know about your platforms, where they can find you if they need to get a hold of you, Brother Short.
Well, they can always find me. My information is all over. So that's where it is. If someone wants to communicate with me, my email is out there. I'm not hiding from people. And all I can say, the worst thing that could ever happen is for people to try to defend their organization, and we go into what lawyers call discovery, which I welcome. And that way I can get all the people beaten and attacked and assaulted that's been covered up and all this stuff is sealed. Man, my God, I mean, I'd be the Black Steve King if I published it. So let's be real about that. And the biggest fraternity of all oppressing us is, of course, I agree with you, Patrick, is the Fraternal Order of Police, which is a Luciferian organization also that kills black men. You know how to reach me at wrandyshort@gmail.com, which is my Zelle and PayPal donation link. You know how to bless me through Patreon at Dr. Randy Short, Cash App, $ Dr. Randy Short. You also know that we have the Angry Black Men's Book Club YouTube channel. You have www.angryblackmensbookclub website. We will be talking about black traitors and black treason. This is a lot of what I get when y'all send me donations. I be buying books and shit. It's I have the same raggedy ass clothes and stuff. Buying buying books and all. So when I'll be able to show you a chapter and verse. So you know how to reach me. You know that Chef C, who's a wonderful brother, he's on there next on YouTube. Let's Talk To, Brother Quentin, a very solid black man. Let's Talk To is on YouTube. Lone Wolf Firearms, he's a very serious brother too. And we're bringing We're going to be bringing this, and we're going to be doing other things, even linking, like what happened down in Georgia, human trafficking being done by Black female sorority members. Oh, yes, we're going to be bringing it. Get used to Black folks who didn't join. I'm not going to be a goddamn Mason. I refused them 40 some odd years ago. I'm going to keep refusing them. I don't care who doesn't give me a job and who's against me. If God is for me, who can be against me? Nobody, whether they be opinionated or whether they be sincere. I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hold on, Brother Short. Let me get my spiel off, ladies and gentlemen. Chef C from New Jersey. If you would like to support the platforms that I have from the Soil TV, that's our docu-series where we travel around the country, waking up the culture, cuisine, and, of course, highlighting Black American grassroots advocates like our brother Dr. Randy Short here on their way to reparative justice. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell. You can also go to the website from thesoil.tv, get a little more information about that. Also, feel free to check out the we have a scholarship on there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
And Chef C, tell people that you feed 1,000 families every year.
It's 800 families a year and climbing. Yes, sir. 800 families a year and climbing. And that's families. Bare minimum 3 people per household, just so you understand.
And you're in New Jersey. And more of us need to do this. And Brother Brian, I want to make this clear. I never said all of anybody did anything. I said a chapter. A chapter. You've got chapters all over the country. I never said I don't know the rituals. I don't want to know all the rituals. It's not my business. That's why it's a secret society. But there are people that abuse their power. And we have a lot of Black people abusing their power. They're letting us down. Okay, if I said to you my favorite teacher in high school was a man by the name of Dr. Joseph Stills, he's Omega Psi Phi. Okay, and I can say that I know people that are good everywhere, but it doesn't dignify the whole organization, nor does it vilify everyone in the organization. However, you do judge an organization or a nation or a church by its leadership. If the Catholic Pope says we're all in the trans and he kicks out the cardinals that say trans isn't good, it says something about the Catholic Church as an institution that you have a person that's pushing this freakiness that's contrary to the Bible.
Right.
So I will leave it there. It is a good conversation. I absolutely will be bringing books and documents, and eugenics does have a link. Dorothy Farabee Boulding, one of the greatest people pushing that Black women should be sterilized, was an AKA. This isn't something that I felt. I've actually read her papers at Howard University. I've actually read the CDC papers and read and have somewhere letters from Dr. Dibble. That's why I can tell you he asked for $1 a year to put syphilis in Black men and for franking privilege. He's definitely Omega Psi Phi. And he's hailed as a great Black doctor. These things are facts. Facts, 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 facts. We've got to go. We will do this again. I feel like doing it tonight. I apologize to you guys. This weather has really kicked me in the behind. It's hot and cold. And please, you guys, boycott the Color Purple film. Let's make it feel, right? The Color Slurple. That's right. We're going to be doing a Color Slurple show. You know, I'm going to go to see it so I can trash the film. You know, Oprah wants you carpet munching. Oprah wants you carpet munching. Oprah wants you carpet munching right now. Okay, you're not right.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on, Brother Short. I want you to make sure that if you like this broadcast today, you can hit my Cash App, $FTS49. Also, you can see the link for the GoFundMe as everything contributed goes to the continued funding of this project. We're in our season 2 right now of filming from the soil. We're actually in progress right now. So
Hold on. Who has a bootleg to cover Slurple Part 2? Send me. I want one. Who's got the bootleg? If
Ask
y'all
them
know
if they
someone
got
that
the
can
wand.
steal, huh?
Ask them if they got the what is it, the Amazon wand.
No, the Amazon, and whoever can get me the color Slurple, I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to see the color Slurple. You know, what's that song? I hate men all day long, right? Getting married's wrong. Maybe Oprah want your carpet munching. right, right, right. You know, I don't
Brother
want to
Short,
be a wife. My coochie's tight. Oprah want your carpet munching. And then, Oprah want you carpet munching. Right? I mean, it's disgusting. We absolutely, this film should be run out of the theaters. We have, why can't we have a movie where black man and woman just like being together? I mean, why not love and basketball or just love and pussy? Something that we can like, it's okay. And you'll put out a dyke movie at Christmas time.
listen,
Damn,
Brother Short, we
Oprah.
out of here.
Okay.
We're here, y'all, ladies
Damn,
and
Oprah.
gentlemen. I want to thank y'all all for tapping in with us today. And remember, in a system of white degeneracy,
Mhm.
you stand for nothing, you fall for anything.
That's right. In fact, right.
I'm out, Short.
Well, hey. Okay, y'all. So let me get out of here. We're gonna come back in later. And yeah, black relationships are tacky if they're founded on selfishness, narcissism, greed, or I got with her because she had a big ass, or she had big titties, or he had a big dick, or he had a big car, or she's got a fat ass, or she has a fat pocketbook. Instead of I love you, you and I connect spiritually, let's build something together. We seem to be motivated by everything but what we should be interested in. And we need to get out of that. It's killing us. And maybe some of us won't make it. I do. I plan, Chris G. I want to. I'm going to take me some enzymes so I don't. So the chicken I ate that I air fried, which is like kicking my stomach around just a little bit, and I didn't fry it. And I'll try to do that. How you doing, brother Freelo? Hi to everybody. And yes, guys, I want to talk about the boule and all this, and we're gonna mess with them. And it's just time. If y'all in something stupid, quit. If you're on drugs, get off of it. It if you're an LGBTQ, look, I don't hate LGBTQ folks, but I always advise LGBTQ folks, get out of it if you can. Leave. Okay. I gotta go. I love everybody. Bye.